Good morning, Year 12 philosophers. Apologies that I'm unable to be with you in person today. However, what I've done is I've put together some videos to help support you through your learning so that we don't waste time and you can push ahead with starting the syllabus proper now that we've completed the introductory course. First of all, well done for the effort you put in revising for the first assessment. They're in the process of being marked and you'll get those back on Friday. So with Mr. O'Brien, you're now launching into utilitarianism, which is the first topic of the moral side of the syllabus. And with me, we're pushing into epistemology proper. You are going to get a textbook. For today, I've photocopied the first 7 pages of the textbook so that you get a sense of what that's like, and so you've got a resource to use today in my absence. So how this morning or today is going to work is that there are 4 activities for you to do. One's called experimenting with ideas and the other 2 are called activity. So it's 4 activities in total for you to complete and 7 pages of reading. So if you do manage to get all of that learning done, then the remainder of the lesson can be used working and improving your philosopher of choice. So you can conduct some more research, or you could produce a presentation to share with the rest of the class, or you could just work on how you can explain the philosopher, who they are, why you've chosen them, and what were their big ideas and how they contributed to philosophy or thinking or culture more generally. Okay, so moving on to today's lesson, which is looking at epistemology, and we start off by asking the question, what is knowledge? And the question of what is knowledge lies really at the heart of this part of the syllabus. It's the big question. You've been gathering knowledge since the very first moment of your life, and knowledge is so important that we send you to these institutions, schools, to gather lots of knowledge, and then off to university in a few years' time to gather more knowledge. And actually we keep learning throughout our life. So the question, what is knowledge, is a fundamentally very important one if we're fully to understand what it is to be human and what it is to be successful. So what is knowledge is what we're really looking at today. And the study of knowledge is called epistemology. So epistemology is just the study of knowledge. And lots of philosophers from the time of Plato, Aristotle, through as more recently the ones we looked at was Kant, have created their own theories of knowledge. And even Descartes, to some extent, his meditations is about trying to create a foundation and a theory for knowledge. So we're going to be looking at the fundamentals, trying to get our head around this idea, trying to study it and reflect on knowledge for the first time. And the first activity is called experimenting with ideas. And in this activity, you've been given about 10 sentences. And for each of the sentences, you're to read it, think about the sentence for a second, and then reflect on how the word know is used in each sense. So I know that today is Tuesday. I know that I know Brian, my mate. So there's lots of, we use the word know all the time, and obviously to understand what knowledge is, let's start by unpicking our use of the word know. So have a look at the sentences, and then for each one, do you think the word know has got the same meaning in each of these sentences? That's your first reflection. And then once you've done that, can you think of which examples describe maybe an ability, and then maybe which ones describe a familiarity, and then which ones are facts, and just try and have a read through them and maybe individually reflect on those 4 questions for each of the sentences.